A situation presents itself. That's really how everything starts, whether that situation is a business situation, a community situation, or a personal one. From our kids doing their homework to talking about global peace. Regardless of the topic, when we're making decisions, it's because some situation has presented itself. Our normal response when stuff comes up in our lives is to react to whatever circumstances arise. And so the first set of questions gives us the opportunity to pivot from reacting to creating when a situation presents itself. Because in actuality, the opposite of reacting is creating. That pivot point is all about listening, and specifically catalytic listening. Listening for what is strong and possible, even when people appear to just be complaining, because they're actually telling us so much more. They may be complaining about being treated badly by their boss, but what they really want is to be happy at work. We can listen reactively for what's wrong, the bad boss, or we can listen for what is possible, being happy at work. We can also listen for the preconditions for success that they already have in place, their strengths, their values, because they're telling us that too. And again, we're just not accustomed to listening for that. The questions at the heart of catalytic listening, then, are questions we are asking ourselves as we listen. For example, as they're talking about what's wrong, what do they really want? What would good look like for them? What is the +1 on the other side of their problem? As they are talking about what's not working and what they do not have, what do they have? What is going well? And as they're sharing stories about conflict and drama, and oh, we humans love our conflict and drama, what values are important to them that this conflict really revolves around? The outcomes, strengths, and values we hear through the lens of catalytic listening become the building blocks upon which our decisions will rest. The second set of questions trains us to visualize all the various parties that will be affected by any decision we make, whether we think about them or not. Whose lives will be affected by our actions? This single question is the most important step towards anticipating what were previously unintended consequences. Because in reality, unintended consequences are not a given. They're unintended because we aren't thinking about the possible ripples of our actions. But we all live interconnected lives, and whether we consider those other parties or not, there will be consequences for all those lives outside our immediate line of sight. Knowing that, it feels almost criminal not to include them in our thinking. And so we might ask, if we make this business decision, who might be affected? Our customers, our employees, their families, people in the community, perhaps our vendors and suppliers? And what about their employees and their families? Depending on the circumstance, we may decide at that time to have conversations with those people, listening for their outcomes, their values, and their strengths. Or we may already know. Either way, by explicitly asking about all parties and entities who will be impacted by any action you take, things are less likely to come out of nowhere. And importantly for how our brains work, you'll begin to see the full context of what you are creating.